Hello beautiful people, and welcome to this little video. Now this is a mix of small tips, 6 of them in total, and I guess they're aimed at beginners, but maybe if you don't know some of them, you might want to watch this anyhow, because it can save you a lot of silver lines and a lot of frustration when you're playing. And I wish I knew these tips before I started playing the game, but it's something that I looked up or heard or figured out myself. Enjoy this little video, and I hope you get something out of it. So normally when you're scanning for target with your binos, you hit the bino key and you scan, you find a target you want to engage, you exit it again, and then you swing the turret around and can engage it. But there's a much easier way to do this process. You hit the bino key, you find your target, and you hit the firing button while in this view. And as you can see, the gun actually swirls around to what you're looking at. You can do that again, hit the firing key, and the gun swirls around. I realize that this is a beginner's trick, but it's still very useful, and I use it every single time I play. So this next tip is extremely useful whenever you're shooting from cover and you cannot actually see the target while you're looking in the gun sniper mode. So you find the target, in this case this tank hull, you look at it through the bino so you can clearly see it. Now if you switch to the gunner zoom, it's completely obstructed and you cannot see where it is closely, so I don't really know exactly where to aim. So it's back again. Now a way to actually shoot at it instantly whenever you enter the zoom view is like this. You click on the target, bring the gun to it, you hold down the firing button, and then you click whatever button you have set to for your zoom. And as you can see, as soon as you depress that button and let it go, the gun fires. In my case, I've bound my zoom sniper mode to the C key. So again, hold down the firing button, click C, and the gun fires at the target. This is an extremely useful tip, because how many times you've tried where you're actually hidden and you can see the target clearly from this side, but from this view it's completely gone. Mark the target, hold down the firing key, and then hit your sniper mode key and you fire the gun. This tip is for the aerial gunnery, and this only works if you only have one gun on your plane. So let's get this Japanese dive bomber into there first. There we go. So normally if you go to the rear gunner, you're presented with this, a first person view. Now the pro with this is that you're pretty precise with the gun, because you can zoom in so much, so the aiming is pretty improved. Downside is the peripheral vision. You basically have none. You see what he sees first person view. It might be immersive and cinematic, especially if you have a guy chasing you, wanting to shoot you down, then you can get some pretty damn nice moments out of it. But again, very limited view. Now there's a way you can change this so you can see as if you would have multiple gunners on your plane, like if you were flying a bigger bomber. So we hit escape, options, air battle settings, camera from aircraft gunner side, set that I want to know, and close, resume. And now you're presented with the same view as if you were using a bigger bomber. So much better peripheral vision, and you can see your plane see where the enemies are, if you get damaged and where you're getting shot from. And the con is that your aiming will be slightly reduced. I tend to switch back and forth between the two different views. It's highly dependent on what aircraft you're using though. Some planes like the Stuka and this Japanese dive bomber have excellent rear gunner view from the first person, while others are very poor and very limited, and sometimes the gun traverse in first person views is also horrible. Try check out the Russian Su-6, that one is pretty damn awful, and that particular plane has a bug where the graphics for the gun does not correspond where you actually aim, and that makes it pretty frustrating to use. If you like to play vehicles like this Russian Su-57, cute little tank destroyer, cute but deadly, and as you can see the gun sits very low on the chassis, and whenever you enter the gunnery zoom sight, looking at the target could present something like this. You can only see it if you lose the binos, but once in the zoom sight it's completely obscured by the grass. Now there's a way you can remove the grass from this view. You hit escape, options, ground vehicle battle settings, grass and tank sight, set it to no, and return to the game. And as you can see, the difference is huge. It's such a big help for this with this little option. Let me try one more time so you can see the difference. Escape, options, ground vehicle battle setting, let's put it back to yes, and it's gone again. Huge difference. Escape, options, ground vehicle battle settings, back to no, and there you go. So this tip is about how to get into reverse faster with automatic transmission, faster than you would normally. And I'm using the M224 Chaffee just because it's fast and you can easily see how it dips down in the suspension. So let's get it up to speed. And normally it looks like this. You brake, takes the transmission a second in order to put it into neutral and then reverse. Let's do that one more time. Brake, neutral and reverse. So it takes about half a second maybe. But there's a way to even make this faster. Let's try this again. There we go. Did you see the difference? It's taking the neutral shifting out of the equation in a way. Let's do this one more time and I'll show you how to do this. There we go. You do save half to maybe a full second with this. Okay, so what you do is escape, control, movement, and you want to set the automatic transmission to no, because otherwise you will not able to see this line, ground vehicle transmission gear neutral, and assign a key to that. Once you've done that, remember to put the automatic transmission back to yes, close, and continue. So what you pretty much do is you're forcing the transmission into neutral with the key. So you want to hit that key before you hit the brake or reverse key. So in my case, shift and then S for reverse. Now it may be a little difficult to see in the video, but once you try it yourself, you see the difference. And in certain situations, this can really be a Hail Mary or oh shit button. So this last tip is probably the best one for this little video. As you can see, I just finished the match and I came out in first place, which is nice. And I got some vehicles destroyed, well, at least one. And as you can see, if you click on it, the repair bill is 2,217 silver lines. Now, what I did in order to actually see this is to unclick this option, automatic repair of all vehicles after battle. Now, there's a crew setting under logistical services called repair speed, and this determines how long it takes you to repair a broken vehicle or destroyed vehicle if you have not checked that particular marker down there. So normally if you have 0 skill on this one, it would take 8 hours and 41 minutes. Maximum, if it's maxed out, 2 hours and 53 minutes. Now what it does is it passively regenerates or repairs the vehicle when you're not using it. So right now it's down to 2,213. Now let's say you play multiple lineups from different countries and you spend a couple of hours in Japan and a couple of hours in the United States and so on, and then you return to Germany and you have unchecked this one down here. Over time this one will actually reduce, and while I've just been clicking back and forth, you can see I've already saved a single silver line. Now if you log off the game, or if you go to sleep or do something else and return, this one would have fallen even further, and a couple of hours more, and this one would have been completely gone. So passively you can save thousands of silver lines each day, and over time, weeks and months, we are talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of silver lines. The only downside, and it's a very, very small downside, is whenever you click battle again, you need to click repair all in order to queue up, and that's it. And then it auto repairs for you. But do yourself a favor and unclick that button that says automatic repair of all vehicles after battle, and it will save you thousands of silver lines each day.